Hello and welcome to Beijo's Corner. We are glad to see all of you today. My name is Danielle and I am the founder of Beijo's Corner. And what Beijo's Corner is a loving environment that promotes humane treatment of animals and celebrates pets. We do everything pets. And we have all different kinds of services to support that. And today, we are going to be talking about our cat and dog whispering consultations. So, we're very happy you are here. And without further ado, let me introduce the Beijoettes. Hit it! Beijo! 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 Woo! Meow! I think they need some more warming. Beijo! 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 Woo! Meow! Okay, so as you can see, we have Gianna. Meow. And Jakina. Meow. Gina. Meow. And Leah. Meow. And Michael. Okay, so what is cat and dog whispering? There's a lot of people that have a service like this, and ours is probably a little different. There's nothing strange about it, nothing woo-woo. We're not the woo-woo people, okay? Basically, it's connecting to your pets on an intuitive level, okay? Our pets are always trying to communicate with us, just sometimes the message gets lost in the translation. So we are here as the go-between to create better harmony in your home between you and them, and it builds a better relationship. You get a better, stronger, more obedient pet. They're calmer and they're happier, which we love. We really want to make sure that no animal has to lose its home because of bad behavior or just being misunderstood. I really have come to believe that there is no such thing as a bad pet. There is a misunderstood one. Sometimes they just need some medical attention, just like us. Sometimes the brain chemicals are imbalanced, and I believe in doing things in a preventative manner. Drugs are a last alternative. Sometimes they're necessary if there's an emergency, but I really try to connect with each pet's system to find out any deficiencies that there are and then balance it out, just like you would with you. That's why we take vitamins and minerals, because some of us have natural deficiencies. Well, they're living beings and it's the same for them also. So Beijo's Corner is not here to put judgment or criticism on you. We know that you all love your pets or you wouldn't be here. They are part of your families and it is a great investment for you. So our services will give you what you need and any challenges that you are having with your pets. And hopefully we can give you the ideal pet that you're looking for. They are capable of so much more than being cute. And bringing the awareness to them as a living creature helps cut down on a lot of the cruelty that's happening. You wouldn't believe the atrocities that are out there in the world. And you know, you have to take a stand and do something about it. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring awareness of the issue of overpopulation and get people to take better care of their pets and to bring more understanding about animals. So, without further ado, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I have always loved pets since I was born. It's just who I am. I had to get used to the human population a little later. I was a very odd kid, very much of a loner, and pets were my best friends. I understood them, they understood me, as anybody that is bonded with an animal will know. They are your best friend. They're the best therapist you're ever going to get for free. They can get in places that people can't. because they just get you. They don't lie. They're brutally honest. If they're hungry, how many of you in here have pets? Just let me see your hands. Fantastic. So if you ever seen your pet that is hungry or she's hungry, there's no mistaking about it. And they will actually take you to the place where the food is and be like, hello, I'm making sure I'm communicating with you. That's why I love them, because there is no fluff. They let you know when they're happy. They let you know when they're sad, when they're angry. Some of them are really moody, but that's great. We love them because they're just like people. Have you ever noticed that people after a while begin to resemble their pets? It's very interesting to me. I always talk about the bulldog as an example. Bulldogs, don't get me wrong, they have their own type of beauty, but I've seen people walking down the street and they resemble each other. Now, I've had all kinds of animals. Right now, the star of the movement is Beijo. He's a cat. Beijo is Portuguese for kiss, and he loves the kiss. I don't know if I kind of spoke that on him or what, but he's lovely, and he was a little street rat. And we found each other. And Beijo is huge. I'm 5'10", and Beijo is really, really, really long. He's not those little thin, frail little kitty cats. His paws are really big. He's a big boy. And I had no idea he was gonna be that way. But we have a lot of similarities, okay? He is very loving, but he doesn't necessarily want you to go out and reach and touch him. He prefers you to come, you know, and relax and let him come to you. And I'm that way also. So I know that you guys have found similarities with your pets. And a lot of people don't get that. That's the right way to do it. That's the perfect way to do it. When I put a pet in a home, I'm aligning personalities. I'm making sure that this is a relationship that is gonna last forever, because we don't want anybody to lose their home, okay? So my story, growing up, I've always written. I love to write, and it has caused me to connect everything to it. I'm an artist, and everything in your life connects itself and ends up becoming your destiny if you listen. And that's part of what the pet whispering is about, is that I just pay attention, I listen. And if you get quiet and you listen, even to people, they'll end up telling you what they need, even if they don't verbally say so, right? That's called your intuition. And it's very, very much alive in each one of us, just that some people have so much going on that they don't hear it right away, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. So Beijo's Corner is here to help you in that manner. We want everybody to just harmoniously get along, okay? Next. This is my little brother, my half-brother William, and he is my inspiration. He is one of the reasons Beijo's Corner was founded. He passed from leukemia, and when he used to go get his treatments in Cedars-Sinai, I would have these stories and I would spend the night and go read to him. And what ended up happening is that we met all of the families associated with cancer on that floor. And these little kids were quite remarkable. If anybody has ever had anybody that had cancer in their family, it ends up just not affecting that child and the mother and father. It goes through the whole family. It's a very powerful disease. And what used to happen is when I went to read with him, some of the friends that he met wanted to come and listen. And I said, sure. And what ended up happening to me is I had a whole room of kids, excuse me, and they used to get so big in there, all these kids, that they knew when I was coming, and it would be set up for me. So I promised him when he passed that I would turn these stories into books. And this is what has started with this movement. There's a 10-series book series for the kids, because I really believe children are the next generation to bring this problem of animal cruelty to an end. And I just say thank you, William. So, next. This is the book, the first one, Adventures of Beijo the Brave. and it's illustrated and narrated with a CD. And the kids can read and get their bedtime story for themselves so that the parents can be given a break. It's interactive. They can draw in color. There's a contest featured in it so that they can learn to write, and it's just a lot of fun. And there's 10 of them. This is the first one, Backyard Adventure. And of course, you see we have them here, so you can check it out afterwards if you like. Next. This is one of the illustrations, and we do live book readings. So you'll see it blown up like this, and the Beijoettes and I will be narrating it, and it comes to life basically. And it's a lot of fun. Next. Another example. Okay. So this is the section of the website, beijoscorner.com. This is the actual whispering banner, and when you sign up for beijoscorner.com, you are connected to an awesome community of animal lovers. And what we do is, this is the heartbeat. We provide parties for you with a Beijo theme. We can come and do live book readings for you, live speaking engagements like this one. We have pet adoptions. We do everything pet friendly. Next. So here we are. Do you think your pet is a candidate for cat and dog whispering consultations? Well, let me ask you, are they doing something that you don't understand or is quite driving you crazy? Speaking of which, like, I don't want to. Okay, so so this is part of this service, and as you can see, these two are actually very guilty culprits, okay? They probably left it home too long and they conspired. You can tell they conspired. Look, I mean, they're buddies in crime. But anywho, the dog lovers, how many dog lovers do we have? Okay, how many issues do we have with barking? Okay. Do you guys have little dogs that have the barking issues, little ones? Yeah, okay. They're very expressive. Did you know little dogs are far more aggressive than big dogs for the most part? Did you know that? Those are the ones that will bite you. Do you know that? And everybody sees a big dog and they start going, whoa, whoa. No, no, no. You need to watch the little one. And my husband is the worst one. He's the worst criminal. Because we'll be walking down the street and he'll see some cute little foo-foo and he's like, oh, right? Okay, so you have to know you can't just roll up on somebody's dog. Little dogs are little and they feel that they have to prove themselves more than a big dog. So they'll actually go and pick a fight just to show dominance, okay? It's the most amazing thing to me. Anyhow, there are some solutions to help your pet stop barking at everything and anything all day long, okay? You don't want to mute them because they're a great guard dog. You want them to let you know when someone is coming on the property that doesn't belong. You want that, okay? And a lot of times, little dogs sound like big dogs before you see them, which is an interesting phenomenon to me. So one of the ways to help a dog know when he's supposed to bark and when he's not supposed to bark is to control yourself. The calmer you are, the dog will feel that and not respond to everything. If you know you have a dog that gets bananas when you go out with other dogs, he can actually, or she can actually feel your body tensing up when another animal is approaching, and they actually lose it. So you want to keep calm, like that, right there. Okay? Anywho, there are a lot of ways to do that, and we can help you with that. One of the ways is to give them a clear signal of when it's okay to bark and when it is not okay. And most people have never thought of that before. Let them know what it is you want from them. Let them know when it's good, and when it is, you give positive reinforcement and support that. And when it's not, you give negative reinforcement. No hitting and no yelling. Yelling except when it's in case of emergency, okay? But no yelling. It doesn't get anywhere. I mean, if I yelled at you, would it work? It wouldn't work, right? It's the same with them. They just act out worse, all right? So what we want to do is find out, and there's going to be a section at the end of this where I'm going to give you one free question. And hopefully I can answer that. One free question, okay, about your animal's challenge that you are facing. Each. Okay.
Okay, don't repeat the question.
Just one, okay. All right. Also, how many cat owners do we have in here? Fantastic! And who has cats and dogs? Woo! You guys are rocking. I love that. Okay. Well, cats have some issues too. How many has a cat that's real verbal? Aha! All right. They are trying to establish dominance, and actually it's good because when a cat is really verbal, they're really comfortable with you. They are telling you, you know, I'm here, you're part of the pride, we're equal, that's why I want a piece of your sandwich. Okay, this is what's going on. Okay? Next. Okay. I love this, and then you're supposed to go, aw. But it's just so great because the animal kingdom, have you guys ever seen a pairing in the animal kingdom that is to us odd? Isn't that awesome? They don't care what you look like, what you smell like. Even sometimes there have been cases where somebody is supposed to be food for somebody else. And they have ended up becoming bonded, and I love that. I think that they're smarter than people. They're not prejudiced. They don't care if you're stinky. Maybe you were supposed to be stinky, and they just kind of roll with you. If you're stinky, that's fine. You're stinky, right? All right. And if you're loud, that's fine too. You can just be loud. I think we can learn a lot from animals and how they relate to each other and how they exist together. There was a story that I saw that I loved, and you might have seen it. I think Yahoo featured it. It was about a dog that had a friend with an elephant. And this dog was in this elephant enclosure, and the dog would come to the elephant's cage every day. And they finally let the dog in there and let the elephant out. You know, they have to have room to walk around. And what ended up happening is that they would take their walks every day. The elephant would wait for the dog to come out, and the dog and the elephant would go through walking, and the dog would lay down, the elephant would be chilling, and it was just great. One day, the elephant got sick, and the dog would not leave her side. And they couldn't separate them, and they did stories and all of this press on it, and it just made sense to me. And that elephant did recover, but they loved each other. And who's to say that you can't love each other just because you look different? There's something beyond our genders, beyond our races, beyond our cultures, beyond our species, that is a certain kind of intelligence that gets you to connect to another being. And animals have this. You've seen all kind of stories when a baby falls into a gorilla encampment, and I mean, it's all kind of stories, and they have enough intelligence to know how to love. So it really upsets me when somebody says that's just a dog or that's just a cat. It's not. It's a living being, and they have feelings. They grieve, they get angry, they get depressed. You just have to pay attention. They're talking to you. Okay, what's your example?
I was once at a zoo, and there was a cheetah, and it was friends with the dog. And when the cheetah was like in big crowds, it would look and see if the dog was comfortable. If the dog was comfortable, the cheetah knew that it was okay.
I believe you. You know what? Let me tell you something about cheetahs. Did you know cheetahs are the scaredy cat of the safari? They are. I love them, but yeah, they're big chickens. And the dog and the cheetah were working together, so I know that that is true, okay? Because the dog was the dominant, and the cheetah is like, okay. And even in the animal world, they automatically establish who's the alpha and who isn't, okay? And once they establish that, a lot of times, it's just a standoff, and it usually doesn't come to blood unless somebody's trying to mate with somebody, okay? That's usually what happens. The women, yes, we cause the problem, okay? Thank you, Geneva. Are you ready? Okay. Next. This is me. And that is when I'm about 7 years old. That is my pet, my best friend in the world, Peter, okay? And this should have let me know my destiny, what was going to happen to me. This is an article, all of these are actually, but this is an article on bullying. And I unfortunately experienced that. And I have the antidote for children that are going through that. If you get a pet, that is something that will help bring them out of their shell and help them start to first communicate with that animal, and then they will start to be able to communicate with people, but they need a trust factor. And Peter was my saving grace. I have Fort Knox of love in my family, but when something like that is happening to you and you're a child, you tend to believe that somehow it's your fault, and what you do is you hide, right? And what I did is I hid, because the worst thing in a kid's mind is to tell a parent, and a parent goes thumping down to the school and beat the principal up or something, right? But I don't blame them, because I would do it too. And by the way, that is my lovely mother. Wave. Okay. And at the time this was happening, I was really, really going through the middle of hell. And this dog saved my life. I used to cry on him. I talked to him for hours and he didn't care. He would just lay there and just do it. Just take it. And I would color, and he just kind of guarded me from a lot of things that I didn't want. So I highly recommend any of you that are parents or have a child that is going through some kind of trauma to get them their own pet. What it will do is first give them something that is their own, that they don't have to share, that they can relate to. And you will see that very quickly the animal will become their best friend, because that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to be our companions. So that's mine, and this is an awesome article. It will show you the signs of a child when they're being bullied, because they're not what you think. And they're not going to come and tell you. It just doesn't work like that. But there are certain outward signs that you can spot immediately, and it tells you what to do, because it's a very hard position to be in when you're a parent and one of your little loved ones that you have are going through this kind of trauma. You just want to fix it. So this will help you do that. So if any of you are going through anything like that, go to Beijo's Corner, look in the archives for this one, and it's a great article. Next. This is about, anybody know what this is about? It's about what we all have been guilty of in this room. Sharing a goodie with a pet. They have this way, you know, you have a moment and you're breaking out your own particular Ben and Jerry's, you know. They have a way of just sliding in there and just getting some of it. I don't know how they do that, but it's really not good for them. Every once in a while, what I do is give Beijo a pinky, okay? And a pinky is all right. But really, their systems are not set up to be digesting people food. It's not really good for us either. But chocolate is deadly to dogs and to cats. It actually converts into a poison in their body and will kill them in a large dose. So you should know these things, and there's alternatives to help them get their goodies. Michael, without... My cat is, you know, I'm the founder of Beijo's Corner, and Beijo is Michael's first cat, okay? And Beijo partakes of all kind of stuff. And I try my best without being overbearing to set up boundaries of what to do and what not to do. But when you catch your husband sneaking gelato to the cat in the kitchen, behind your back, you know, there's only so much I can do, okay? So if you have situations like that, hello, you are not alone, okay? But it really is not good for them, and we give you some alternatives, and to know when to do it and when not to do it, because it's hard to say no. I know how those little eyes look when you're, I know, I've been there, and it's just hard. And they know how to be really cute at the right time. So, next. Okay. This article, yeah, the cat is just like, you know what, I'm out. Okay. This article is talking about, this was our New Year's resolution last year, okay? And if your cat or your dog is on the plump side, you know, there's some things you can do to get them exercise. You go to the gym, I go to the gym, sometimes more often than others, and they need to move. And to get a cat to do it is more of a challenge, but it's not impossible. There is this great toy that I love, okay? And your cat has to tell you what toy they want, all right? Dogs are easier in this department, all right? Give them a ball and they're great. Most of the time, cats, if you have something like trash, they will love it. And you're like, I just paid 15 bucks for this toy from Petco, and you are playing with the styrofoam. That's a cat. So what do? What you have to do is understand the personality of your cat. And what I have done is done a lot of the work for you. A lot of the toys that I pick are the ones that they really, really love, depending on the personality that you have. And there's one across the board that just kind of feeds their natural instinct. I don't know if, probably a lot of you have heard of it because you guys look pretty hip to me. It's called the bird. How many have heard about the bird? Nobody's heard about the bird? Well, it simulates a bird flying, and it's the coolest thing. And Beijo got orange because that's one of his major colors. And it's on a wand, and you fly it around like this on a wand, and when it flows, it's got long feathers, and it's floating like a bird. That cat loses his mind. We can't even touch it. He's like, meow, 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 meow. I mean, it's nuts, okay? So things like that are great because you get them moving, and the great thing about cats is they only need 10 minutes at a time. And you'll notice, after about 10 minutes, you're like, yeah, all right, you know, I gotta go take a siesta, and they're chill. And that will do it per day. And they, you know, it'll keep them around for a long time. And that's what we want. You want to extend their lifespan. So these are all things that keep that heart pumping. They don't get bored, keeps their joints lubricated, helps the digestion. You know, the colon, when it's not moving, it's not going to work well. And nobody really likes to talk about poop, but it's a good subject. Okay. Next. This one is about your pet being your baby, which all of us can relate to. You can have children grow up and they will leave you. A baby is a baby is a baby, that's a pet. They will never grow out of it. They will never get sick of it. They will never leave you. I think it's the best solution for somebody that is very lonely. A lot of times with older people, it's a saving grace because they need something more than to take care of just themselves. They need something to care for. And when you become a caretaker, it gets you up and moving. That little pet will get you up and outside. They will get you talking. They will get you involved. They're very good at engaging you. And I just thoroughly believe that if you need something to spoil, get a pet. There are some women, God bless them. I've heard the clock is ticking. I want a baby, and some of them just don't need a baby, okay? I go get a dog, go dress it up, do what you need to do, and please don't have a child. You don't need to have one, okay? So I will tell them that, and it's a great thing, and sometimes that space that you have, you don't know why that ache is there, and it's for a pet. So, you know, it's a win-win for everybody. Okay, next. Okay. Oh, what? Okay. Okay. What can I say? All right. This is a little boy that is Michelangelo in the making, okay? Now, the dog looks like it's been beaten to submission, all right? But, you know, it's really not the best because sometimes the animal really, you know, is not up for this. Sometimes this is how little kids get snapped at. This is how things get out of hand very quickly. So we're just going to say that this one's used to it, okay? Because he seems like he's been drawn on a lot. But you have to watch your children and how they interact with animals. You have to watch that the animal is enjoying it. You have to know when it's too far. And little boys are notorious for doing stuff. You gotta see them, right? But you have to watch. You don't want anybody to be torturing your animal and then the animal gets issues and becomes afraid of kids. And usually if you see an animal that is afraid of children, they have been tortured in this manner, okay? So this is just an article dedicated to keeping an eye out. It is your job to show a child what to do and what not to do with your pets, okay? Next. Okay. The cat's like, what the? Okay, I know, but okay. You know what? Sometimes you got to bathe the cat, okay? And this article is dedicated to that. I can tell you how for Beijo, I let the groomer do it, so when I show up, I'm like, oh, my poor baby's like, yeah, look at what they did, and they put me in the water, and it was, you know, so that's why you have to make the decision early on if you're going to bathe the cat or get the cat bathed by the groomer. So it's your choice. But either way, we can show you how to do it properly. Some cats, if you start them off when they're kittens, they don't mind getting bathed. Actually, they love it, okay? I know somebody's cat that just jumps in the water all the time, which is unusual, but I've seen it. But for the most part, cats are pretty clean. They don't need a lot of bathing like that because they take what I call kitty showers. They are constantly grooming and don't like to be dirty. But occasionally, they will find some motor oil somewhere or a flower bed. Some of them like to dig like a dog. I know some of you have seen that. And this will help them. This will help you and them to appreciate being clean. Okay, so your houses can be better manageable. Okay. This is dedicated to different exercises to do with your pet. There's a lot of things that I love. Now, I like to run, and Beijo loves the treadmill, okay? And believe it or not, that can get some of your animals moving if you let them participate. When I do my stretches and my yoga and everything, Beijo partakes, and he tries to mimic the moves that I'm doing. And they will. They want to be where you are. They want to be involved in what you're involved in. And all you need to do is take some time and engage them. It's actually quite fun. And it keeps them moving. They look forward to it. All of you in here that have dogs, what happens when you touch the leash? They go nuts, right? Spaz out. Okay, that's because they love being active. And sometimes it's the opposite. You get a dog so that they can get you walking. Huh, Penelope? I knew what I was doing. All right. Okay, next. All right. This article is dedicated on letting animals be themselves. This one loves the snow. So sometimes you gotta let them just go for it, okay? If they're a water animal, you gotta take them somewhere so you can just throw the ball and they can just free willy into the water, and you just got some towels and things to work it out later, okay? Because some of them have to do it. There are some cats that, you know, have to have things built for them. So I tell people, enclose the patio area or the backyard and get certain things so that they're content. The more content they are, the less behavioral issues you're going to have. The more content they are, the more they're going to want to do what you want them to do at the end of the day, which is good. So it's a win-win. So give your pets what they need and let them have their own personality and express themselves. So, what I want to say is it's okay to let them feel powerful, but let's keep the balance, okay? Let's keep the balance. You let them know if it gets really out of hand. You do what I call pulling out the wallet, and you say, you see this? I go and I work and I get these goodies for you, so you respect this. When I tell you that this is where your goodies are coming from, okay? They have to know the source, all right? And they will have moments of holding their breath like a 3-year-old until you give it up and you got to call their breath. I mean, you got to call their bluff. There's a way to do it, okay? And we would be just more than happy to show you how, all right? Next. All right. Can anybody tell me what this is saying to you? Anybody want to guess? Now, you know the tire is supposed to be the goal where the dog is supposed to go, right? So what do you think this dog is doing? He's doing his own thing. There you go. And some of them do that. I have to deal with a lot of people that get dogs because they want them to compete or they want them to do all this stuff, and that's great. But occasionally you're going to find one that's a little different. Occasionally you're going to find one that, you know, really not cut out to be a show dog. They're really not cut out. You know, labs are supposed to love water. Okay, I've met some that really aren't interested, you know. And what are you going to do? If, you know, you can't throw them in there, they don't want to. And there are some oddballs just like us. Some of them just aren't feeling it. And this is the dog that is not. My dog that I told you about, my first one, his name was Peter. And I wanted him to do all kind of tricks, okay? And he would, but we had to do it on his terms, okay? I had this hula hoop, and I had seen this, I don't know what it was, but this dog was jumping through the hula hoop, and I thought that was so cool. I was only 7. So, you know, Peter was a terrier mutt, and I don't know if any of you have terriers, but they're smart Alex, okay? I don't know what else to say. They have their own minds. They can be really stubborn. And he wouldn't do it, okay? I actually crawled through the hula hoop myself just to show him, just in case he didn't get the concept. But it didn't work, okay? He just would not do it. I put snacks through there, and he'd go around the other way, eat the snacks, and it got me so frustrated that I just left the hula hoop alone. And we were doing something, and one day I was hula hooping and having a great time, and I put it down, and the dog was jumping through it. And I went, what is that about? Okay. He wanted to do it on his own terms. He didn't want me bossing him for it. So some of your dogs are going to be the kind that love to, you know, please you and yeah and all that. And some of them are like, you know, I could care less. I really wish you'd leave me alone. I want to go take a nap now. And you got to recognize which. Next. Okay. This is about your pets being a therapist. And I believe that to a point all pets are. You can have the worst hair day in the world and the cat or the dog is not going to care. You can go through a divorce. You can go and somebody can die and they will be there for you. They don't care if you don't smell the best that day. They don't care if you don't brush your teeth. I'm saying you should, okay? But they don't care if you don't, okay? They're the best that way. And they know how to get you out of your mood. They know how to stay there without crowding you and getting you to open up and let somebody in when you probably wouldn't have let a human in, you'd let them in. They know how to do that, okay? And for people that you know that are going through something like that, I would really love for them to bond with a little animal of their own. Okay? Next. Okay. This is about your pets having a social life. Pets need to be social. They need to bond with other pets and other people besides you. They need to go out and say hello, sniff some butts, you know, roll around together, take a nap. They need to do this. So it's very important. A lot of times when people get a pet, they isolate them, and you shouldn't do that. Beijo is an only child, and he chose to be an only child. I could tell that he wasn't interested in having another cat around. And some cats are like that, okay? And they'll let you know. But he loves to be the center of attention. He loves it when company comes over, and we have Leah there. Leah really isn't a cat person, but she is now because he converted her. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And he is a cat dog. But and he loves it. And you know, it helps them create new boundaries other than with you, and new relationships, and it's fun, and they act better. A lot of your animals, one of the reasons they're acting out is because they don't have enough social activity. So in a great place like this, a lot of our clients, this is why we have blended power partners with Camp-Run-A-Mutt. I'm like, let them come there and meet some other dogs and let them see that this world is really big, and then they can come home back to their regular life after they've come and romped around a little bit, and it'll give you a break. You know, you can go get your hair done or something, and they're here making buddies and swimming in the little pond they have out there, and it's a win-win, and it ends up benefiting everybody. All right, this is about animals not doing what you want them to, okay? And I would say to a point, there are some things you're going to ask them to do that they don't want to do, but to know when it's going too far. I mean, this person, you know, is filling the water, probably want their little animals to have a moment, but the dogs, I don't know how long they have been drugged there, but you can tell they're not feeling it, okay? And if they don't want to do something, and if it's something that's not for their health or for a behavior and obedience, then they shouldn't have to endure it, okay? So let's not be bullies, okay? Next. All right. This is something that has cured a myriad of woes in homes, all right? How many of you play special music for your pets? Let me see some hands. Good girl. Okay, very good. How's it been going? I thought I was, but you told me it wasn't. Okay, oh, well, I'm sorry. Her dog is Jake, and he did not appreciate her musical selection. So this is what I'm going to tell you. Animals love music. It adds peace to your homes, especially when you're feeling tense and everything. They can feel that, and it'll help you too. The best is a light classical and a light jazz at a low decimal. The different musical tones in light classical or smooth jazz balances them out. You've heard music calms the savage beast, right? It is the truth. Now, they will put up with your Jimi Hendrix. They will deal with all kind of things because they love you, but it doesn't mean they like it. They have ears that are very sensitive, and it goes through their whole body. In the wild, when they hear something, it will let them know if it's danger, if food is around, if they need to hide, and some of your music makes them feel like they need to hide. Okay? So this is just a gentle reminder to have a nice radio on, or CD or something when you leave, left on really low. When you come back, there's less separation anxiety for your pet, and they're so much calmer, and everybody wants a calmer pet, okay? It's very, very, very important. Okay. Next. This is Beijo. Okay. I mean, okay, you can see how long he is. All right. But this picture, when I took it, it made me laugh, and he did it on purpose. I am convinced that animals do things merely just to make you laugh. They know what laughter is. They love it. When you're laughing and smiling, some of them start hamming it up real hard because they know they're being funny. And Beijo is really, really, really funny. And so this day, he was cleaning himself, and then all of a sudden, he stuck his tail, and his tail is real long. Actually, I've seen very rare cats that have a tail that long, and it's curly on the end. And he just stuck it up in the middle and just looked at me. And I had to laugh. So I would encourage all of you to get a camera and take a lot of pictures of your pets. Beijo is not afraid of the paparazzi, okay? He loves it. He poses for the camera. We bring out the camera and he's like, okay? He loves it. And I know that he's not the only ham, okay? It's great. It's a fun tool. Next. Okay. Now, I love this because it is something I believe in. I live in beautiful Rancho Palos Verdes, and Rancho Palos Verdes, everybody has a dog. They got a something, okay? And there's no reason to walk by and see some poop. There just isn't, okay? You get a pet, poop is part of the package, right, people? Poop, poop, poop. All right, say it with me, poop. Come on, better than that, poop. All right, we all do it, we gotta deal with it, all right? So this is something that I'm just saying, do your part, okay? When you go and you have an animal and you're going out, if you forget your little baggy things, most of the time, they have them provided all over the place. There is no excuse to, you know, kind of like, ooh, I didn't see that, or do that, okay? We don't have to do that. Somebody else is gonna have to deal with your dog's stuff, and it just kind of makes nice places not so nice. So there's ways to get around this. I believe if everybody does this, a lot of the problems that people have with animals would disappear. They wouldn't be so tense when they see a dog sniffing on their grass or something. You know, if they see a dog sniffing on their grass and you're right there with the paper, when I take my clients' dogs out and the doggy is sniffing or walking around, I usually have the paper right here, and so the owner goes, oh, okay, she's cool. She's going to take care of it. Just because you want to let people know you're responsible for your pet. Next. Okay. Well, that's me and Beijo saying thank you guys very much for attending this. We hope that we have answered some questions for you. And now you get to have one, how many? One, okay, free question. Who has some questions about their pet? Yes, ma'am, and who are you?
Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Joey.
Hi, Joey.
He's afraid of every dog, and he's not social at all. How can I get him to not be afraid of every dog?
Okay, how old is Joey?
5.
He's 5. And where did you get him?
A breeder.
You got him from a breeder? Okay, something happened to Joey. Okay, something where he got afraid. All right, I don't know if some big dogs came and played too rough, or some kids were around that were too loud. But when animals are this way, you have to, more than anything, let them know that they're safe. What I would do for Joey is get him some calming herbs, okay? And what it'll do, because he might just have a natural system that's a little more high-strung than somebody else. You know, there's some people like that, right? Okay, well, animals are the same. And these herbs, what they are, is it will be comparable of me giving you a cup of chamomile tea at the end of a really stressful day, okay? So I would do that for him, and I'd give it to him every day. When you leave, do you take him everywhere with you?
No.
Okay, so he's left at home? Okay, and when you come back, is he freaked out?
No, he's just so excited.
Okay, get him used to a regimen, and I will let you know of a formula. I think he's, what is he, about 7 pounds? Okay. That will help him out. And then start introducing a play date, okay? Do you have other friends that have a cute little lap dog?
This dog is actually here, but she's so aggressive.
Okay, but that's the wrong one. Okay, we don't want that one. Do you have somebody else that's a little calmer? Okay, then we're going to have to set up a play date for him, because the more he can see, hey, you know, we can roll, the better he will be. And then he'll be like, wait a minute, Mom, I'm playing, I'm not done yet. Okay, so this is what we want. He's got to have his own power. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is get him so his little system calms down and he's not so reactionary to everything. He's doing good in here.
Well, there's no dogs.
Well, there's some over there.
Well, they're back there.
Oh, okay. What would he do?
When the dog poops or pees, you see the dog coming up on top to run in the opposite direction.
Oh, well, Joey, we can't be like that. Okay.
I brought him here to work at take, and he just wouldn't have to.
Oh, thank you. I know. Okay, my God. Oh, go. Okay. Okay. So that's what I would do. Okay. And what was your name again? Stephanie. This is for you. When you ask a question today, you guys are going to get a goodie bag. Hi, Joey. Okay. Anybody else? Penelope, stand. This is Penelope. I just placed a doggie with her. She is a new owner of Layla. So how are you and Layla bonding? How are you and Layla bonding?
Great. Great addition to our family. My grandson is really happy.
Okay, I see you looking at. Stand up. I'm not going because you are bonding with Layla. I can see it.
Yes.
Have you taken over that dog? Be honest.
Yes.
Okay. I thought so. I told you. I saw it. So is she bonding with her, you, more than anybody else? Oh, I know. I told you she had energy.
Bathroom, that was my question. After she uses the bathroom in the house, she won't look at the back door. But after that, I usually just put her in outside after I see that she's on the dresser.
Oh, well, she's already done it. There's no reason. Right. Okay, well, Miss Penelope, you need to get a package. So I can come over there and set your house up so that Layla will know how to do her thing, okay? Because you've got to show her, she's a puppy, you've got to show her what you want her to do and how to do it, and you got to be consistent. And usually she's very smart, so I give her about 4 weeks and she's got it. Her crate? She doesn't like it. Listen to me. She does not like it. Okay? She does not like it. I know you had mentioned that to me. You can sit down. I know you had mentioned that to me, and some dogs are pro crates and some are not. Not this one, and she's going to be able to be trusted at home without being in that, okay? So we need to talk, all right? But I have to say something, that when you have a animal that's in a multiple people household, they will love everybody, but there is always one. All right, so I'm just telling you, that is what has happened, and I felt it, but I didn't want to say anything. I know you kept talking about this grandson. I'm like, oh God. But I saw her, and she was like, and the dog was like, yeah. I mean, the dog was just looking. Layla was like, Layla's name was Molly, and it is now Layla. I don't know, do you guys like the song or something? Is that what it is? Okay, okay, because I was going to start singing a little Clapton for you. I could. But anyway, that's the alpha right there. So when I come, I've got to really show you. And then she will listen to all of you, but it's you, okay? Pick a specific time that's good for both of you. And whatever you do, don't break it, okay? Women hate to be stood up, okay? We don't like it, okay? All right, and then when you get home, it's gonna be great, okay? So that's what you do, okay? Get him, did you get something? Okay, great. Anybody else? Yes. Oh.
My name is Joshua, this is Daisy. I brought in a second dog into the home and we were having a little bit of a potty problem.
Oh.
We don't have accidents in the house and we go on lots of walks. I live in a condo on the lower unit and I inside the patio.
Okay.
Daisy will go outside and she'll do her business out there in the morning and everything's fine and grand. Tiki will not go outside and do anything. We will not potty on our patio. So our walks have increased multiple times.
Huh.
I've tried doing potty pads. I've tried to take, his poop and put it outside of the patio and leave it there. We just will not go. Do you have any suggestions?
Uh-huh. Let me see. That's the one right there?
No.
That's the puppy?
No.
It's,
no, this is, I had her first. And,
oh, okay.
my other dog
Oh, I see. Okay.
is like a Pekingese poodle mix.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting one that you picked. How come?
Second dog? Because he was a homeless dog and I was going to be a foster and then he was just really, really smart and outgoing and
Okay, do they like each other?
they like each other.
They do?
They play great. They're both pretty trained and keeping great next to each other. Yeah, they're not, I don't have any problems with behavior between the two of them.
Well, that's good. That's good.
They ride in the car, fly together, they do everything together. They walk nicely next to each other.
Okay. Okay. When you take the other one, what's the other one's name again? Tiki. When you take Tiki for a walk, it's a girl?
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Tiki goes right away?
Yeah. He kind of, you can tell that he's been holding it. If there's like an extra hour into our walking schedule, he won't go, and you can tell that he's been holding it because he's, urinating all the time.
Okay.
And he's about 1.
Okay. When Daisy goes outside, is it everywhere or?
I have some stepping stones in the dirt grassy area, and she poos on the stepping stone like it's a launching pad, and she nails it every single time. And as far as the peeing goes, she doesn't spread herself out a little bit.
Okay, you got to make room for Tiki outside.
Well, I put one of those grass patches in an area
No.
where she doesn't go.
Yeah. Okay, I know. I'm going to suggest a product for you, and you got to kind of, yeah.
I tried that.
Okay, but you got to wash, and then you got to make an area cut off in a way that's just for him, in the backyard. Wash first, wash it down, because even though it's been done a lot out there, and that's not going to take it away.
I clean my concrete patio probably weekly with disinfectant and sanitizers, and I'm turning the soil and turning the dirt, and I'm adding like a PVC unit
Okay. Then get the attraction spray. Instead of the not going spray, get the attraction spray. Okay.
It smells like a horse dog.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. Get the attraction spray and put only on an area a liberal amount, and Daisy can't go. Daisy cannot go there. Okay? And then call me and let me know what happens after a week. And if after a week that doesn't work, then we're gonna get Tiki some pee of a nice girl that he likes, and we're gonna put it on that area. But from now on, that's his area that he goes, and Daisy cannot go, okay? So try that and let me know, okay? Did she get one? Okay. Somebody else? Oh. Okay. Oh, okay.
And Tonka is under 2 years old.
Really?
He came to me after he had been locked in a small pen with a chain and a padlock.
Oh.
He had a 3-foot radius connected to a steel beam.
Oh.
Now I am fortunate enough that I own a doggy daycare and a boarding facility. So he gets a lot of socialization and he loves the other dogs.
Awesome.
He's outgoing, he's playful.
Okay.
He gets one whiff of us and he's gone. He's on Prozac.
What do you mean, whiff of us?
Humans.
Oh.
No interest in human beings.
Oh, no. Okay.
We're doing massage therapy with him. We are exercising him, obviously taking him out in social situations.
How did he bond with you?
He hasn't.
Oh, boy. Okay. Is he sleeping right now?
No. What are you talking? Here, come on, come on.
Oh, no, I don't know. He doesn't want to.
Loves Daisy. That's why we brought the two of them together. Come on, come on.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to make
I
it.
think the story is, come on.
Yeah, both of you guys come here for a second. Just for a second. Okay, you go over there. Yeah, go on over there. Okay.
He does better on leash than he does when he's looking for a place to hide.
Hi, Tonka. Okay. Hi, Tonka.
He doesn't have an aggressive bone in his body. You
Oh,
don't have
he's
to worry.
shaking. No, I'm not worried about that. Tonka.
Easy.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tonka. You don't have to be like that, okay? Okay, this is going to take some time.
We've got time.
Okay, thank you for saying that.
You know, it doesn't matter.
Call me, okay? I have a relaxing formula for him. It's going to take some time. They were mean.
He was actually on a Chinese herb for relaxation. It really, but
No, this is something different. It's just going to
His
be,
anxiety is
yeah,
so
he's
high.
shaking right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? He's gone through some things.
He has. The owner's grandfather was an older man that was an old pig farmer, and the way he behaves and some of the scarring on his legs, I'm actually worried that he might have been hogtied.
Oh no.
And when the older great-grandfather and grandmother came to live with the parents of the breeder, they let the man, they stopped the man from beating his wife and let him have the dogs.
Did you call and report him?
I don't know. The man who gave me him was actually his breeder. He imported his mother in from Hungary. He was smart enough to know not to let me know where they were. And I offered him a bag of dog food that would come to their home, like 50 pounds of dog food, hoping that he would call and order the dog food so I could get his address. We've tried many things because there's a pit left in that environment that he apparently was beating with a rake. So we don't go anywhere near Tonga with any type of poles or...
Okay, and you don't yell?
No, we laugh and we giggle.
Okay,
and,
he is just going to take some time. Don't force him, please promise.
No, no.
Okay.
No.
Oh
we're
my
dog
goodness.
people, so
okay.
we're just looking for any other insights that
Okay.
Any other suggestions?
Give me a call. I will.
You know,
Okay. But for him, it's gonna, see, the stop, it stopped.
it just,
No, he stopped shaking.
it just takes some time.
So I would really,
people are looking
and
at you.
there's a lot of people here. He's doing so good because this must be so hard. But I tell you what, there are some things to do here, but he's going to need a lot of attention, and nobody's going to hurt you, okay? And I would try to spend as much time as possible with him, keep him with you. How possible is that?
Oh, because I work from it's my home and it's a boarding facility.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
get away from me.
All right. Well, then this is going to be perfect. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Please call. Okay.
yeah, I will.
Okay. Thank you, Tonka, for letting me say hello. Come on, Tonka.
No.
No, he's great with dogs. It's people.
And his best friend, we had sadly a beautiful young boxer was abandoned there, and the boxer, we treat him. He sort of behaves like an autistic child, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone that has autistic children in their family. But no eye contact, no touching. I mean, it's very similar. But this little boxer brought a whole new world to him, and it was just really. And he loves Daisy. Daisy will come over and immediately jump on his head, and they're
So that's his buddy. Okay.
Yeah. So we try and keep the consistency. And
I got a plan, but you got to call me because it's going to get to a point where he's not going to sleep in the kennel. Can he sleep with you?
Oh yeah. Oh no. He chooses to be at a different, like a part of my office and a part of the house. He's got his like hiding spots. His cubbies. He likes to make sure that his back is protected. So try to eat your hair.
Okay.
So we let him have a space where anywhere he wants to be, that knowing that his back is protected.
Okay.
He's always trying to
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. That's one of the reasons that I do this. It motivated me because of something like that. Okay, we're gonna be in touch.
He's a good boy. Get the Tonka! Get the Tonka! Hey! She is a love bug.
Well, this is good because you lay it on.
He will eventually.
He's not taking it off.
He really wants to, but,
Right. Okay. All right, Tonka. I'm so glad she found you. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Come on,
Okay.
take a bucket. Come on, Tonka. Come on.
Oh, man. Okay. Did you want to ask me something, Jean? Okay.
Change the music
Okay.
to the jazz, and one of the things you told me to do was to take your hand in my hand and talk to him. He will not let me do that. Constantly, he won't even look me in the eye when I'm trying to do that. So I still
Not ready.
put him on with
Yeah,
the right hand
not ready.
and I talk to him from a distance, okay, but he will not let me take his head in my hand.
Okay, you did the other part. You told him he's safe. And,
That was what you said. I was trying to do that. I told him without holding his head.
okay. He's going to take some time. Just be patient. Yeah. Just be patient. I'm glad you're doing the jazz, though. How's his demeanor at home?
Like I said, I've changed my whole approach to the Reiki energy healing. He's relaxing more. Yeah, he's getting better. And I changed the music, and I noticed that that's also helped.
It will. Be patient. This didn't happen overnight. It's not going to go overnight. Be patient. And you know what's so cool? I was going to tell you this other day. Now that you're doing this, you're going to get some tough customers like Jake, and you're going to be able to be that much more effective. Okay? So be patient. Did you get a goodie? Leah, did you get her a goodie? No. Okay. Okay, what time was it? Okay.
I have a border collie mix.
Oh.
And she's a rescue. We've done dog agility for fun, probably 4 years, 6 months out of the year.
Okay.
I took a break because I was ill for almost maybe a year. When we went back to it, she's like a different dog. She doesn't, she was like, you know, the ring there, she'll go through the wrong area. And she's done it, you know, for years.
But now she's not?
Or she'll choose not to go over the jumps, and she loves jumps. So I was surprised at the change of behavior.
How old is she?
She's 8.
Okay. When you were ill, was she with you?
Yes.
Very close with you? Okay. When you're asking her to do these things, are you the one asking her, or is there a trainer?
Oh, no, this is just purely
fun, for fun?
She and I do it together as best we can.
Okay, because border collies are very athletic. They love doing tricks and stunts and everything. Actually, they usually wear their owners out. So I would just say your illness took more than a toll on you. It took one on her too. And what I would do, what's your name?
Lori.
Lori, what I would do is really talk to her and let her know that you're okay. How active are you before, now, like you were before you got sick? Are you like more back to your normal self?
Well, not quite. I had to, we went back to the session and then I got injured, so I had to get off of it again. We're starting next week, and that's why I'm thinking,
Okay.
I'm wondering what I'm going to encounter and how I should adjust, because I don't know how she's going to react this time.
Okay. Okay.
I'll talk to her.
Okay. She's got to see that you're okay. It's really important. I don't know what that is, but the animal will totally change. If something traumatic happens to you, you've got to either set up a new regimen with them or go back to exactly how you were before, because they go through all of that and they just, I don't know, they withdraw, they will back up on you, okay? I would like to, keep up with you and kind of see more of what's going on to give you a more specific answer, okay? Some more detail that you may not want to say out here. Is that all right? Okay, that's what I would like to do. Did you give her? Okay, you guys, well, that I do believe is it. We would love to work with you. We have everything set up here. Anybody that wants to book with us, the sessions are for about a month. It takes about a good 28 days for your animal to get a new behavior, and they're about an hour and a half per session. I do them per week. And I can give you a lot there, but usually to go in depth it takes longer. But I will give you a step-by-step what you can do and try to navigate you through it as best I can on the phone and Skype. We do try to come to you to observe what kind of environment you and your animal have, and that's the best way to assess it, because your home is going to change a little bit to adapt to them. So if you're interested, I would love to work with each and every one of you. So now, there the girls are. Thank you.